What's up, guys? Andy here. Andy here. Good morning. So, not in my normal location, as you can see. The family and I actually took a quick little trip while I had some other family come in and hang out at our house. So, here we are. I do not have my big monitor, so you guys will have to bear with me as I'm having to set all this up on a laptop. I'm not used to using one screen. So if you guys are part of the Pip Connect, obviously you saw the setup that we had yesterday, which was this little bitty entry right here in this area of consolidation, and obviously pushed up pretty good, 218 pips. And then we had the news this morning, which I'll be 100% honest, I slept completely through. I didn't go to bed last night till like 4:30, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So slept in until about 9:15 this morning. Woke up and I was like, yeah, there was news this morning. I probably should have been up and caught this. Wasn't, our standard trend line break would have been that right there. So we did break, retest before we fell. Show you where we're at. We got still positive in equity. We do have obviously the trades up here that we are negative in. Floating at the moment. This EJ trade was positive. We were up almost 15, 16K on that one. Traveling yesterday on the road, and just it came down, which sucks. But we're still in a nice spot. We retested the trend line. We went back up and then fell. So this always is a good good sign for that trade. Which I took this one during one of my classes to show them, setting up stop losses and obviously TPs. So let's look at US30 and see where we're at today. And then we'll go from there. So what we've got on US30, we do have a dot to dot like this. Doesn't give us much over here. There's nothing on the downside for us to break since we've already broken. We're pushing down further. So what we'll look at is the 1 minute. And on the 1 minute, obviously that's how we're looking. This right here is the area we need to get back on top of to even think about buys. There's nothing in between here that I'm going to use for buys. For those of you that are like, man, we could really get into some continuation of sells, because if you look at our daily, that's where we're at. Let me pull up US30 daily. No, it's not. If you look up here, you'll see Carbon Capital Pro Hedge, Carbon Pro FX Limited. If it was a demo account, it says demo up here. And then just to show you guys this, if you look at history and we go to all history, you guys will see here that we have a deposit, and obviously you can't make a deposit of crazy numbers as well as a withdrawal on a demo account. But great question. So bro, you're completely fine. So the reason that, let me go find my tab here for the daily. But like I said, I'm just using my monitor, so I'm not used to having this small screen. Well, there we go. So here's where we're at on the daily. And this is yesterday's daily candle, and we're still trading in that area. So what we would do is we would look at it like this, and we would say, this is the daily area we're trading in. We'll turn those to red. That's pink. So I gotta help me now. That's brown. Where's my red? There it is. Oh, that's medium violet. Bam. We'll just use orange red for now. Orange red. All right. So within this red means we're trading in yesterday's candle, which is Thursday, and then we have Wednesday. Then we have Tuesday, and obviously this is Monday. So this whole entire week, we've been trading within this range of around 1,000 pips, just up, back down. Here's the daily. If you know me, I like to trade out of the daily zones, meaning something like this. Like say you got this day, we're still trading in it, and then we get out of it, come back and test it, and then we start this downward trend. This is what we want to see, even if we have upward daily trends like this. Whenever you're trading in the same day at the beginning of the week, you're just consolidating in this area. why do you think the market will be bullish after the 75? I don't think, and let me rephrase, I don't think we're going to be bullish. I just want to get back up into this area here, and that's not a lot to ask for. I mean, we're talking 1,300 pips, and we've already been trading in 1,100 and 1,200 pips in this area. So I think we'll start back into this area, retest, and come back up before we fall again. That's how I'm going to react to it. For me to get out of all these trades, we look at this right here. This area right here is a big level of consolidation and support, everything in here. If we can push down as far as right there, which is the 29,163. That gets us still in this consolidation area and where we would bounce. Yes, and that is Sunday's gap as well. We would do this number right here. So that's what I'm looking for, and that's why I'm still holding these. If we get below this 29,000 area, then I'll start to become bearish in my setups and go ahead and get in them, but I'll still keep these open. I probably won't close. I would probably get rid of a half of this 0.5 right here, and then a half of this 0.1, and then I would close half of this GU trade, and I would close half of this US30 trade running a profit, and then that would put me still even. So that's what I care about. So as a trader, if you look at, say look at my history, and you're going to notice that there's a lot of blue in here. There's not much red. The red comes in up here at the top. That's really it. The reason that takes shape is, one, I under leverage the crap out of this account. And two, I don't tend to get carried away with it. And I look at the overall equity that I have I'm rolling with. So as a trader, you want to really keep this in mind as you're trading, is whatever this number is here, that's your total equity. If this got down to $10 and I closed everything out, I'm still $10 in the positive. So let's go back over here and look at this US30 trade. So this is the area where we really want to watch it push up into. This is that 30-minute trend line, okay? So we'll get, let's see, I've got a ton of entries on here. So we're just going to go for, that'll put me at $100 a pip. So let's see, $100 a pip, 5. Let's do 35. So I want to look for trades that get me I'm just using these dots as reference. So basically, if we get on top of these swing lows, you get price up in here, your quick scalp area is really anywhere in between this zone. So we would want to run it from here to here, which is 91 pips. And that'd be a nice little scalp up. So what I'll do is a buy stop. We'll set that buy stop. Just get a little bit of room right there above that trend line. Then we'll see how it reacts heading up. Yeah, so the 30-minute that we have right here is a dot to dot. So if you look here, we have the dot at the top for the anchor point, and then this other dot right there. And that's where that 30-minute trend line's coming up. And we'll watch this and see how it takes shape. And it's a nice market open as far as the volume coming from. I mean, right here that was market open right there. Man, I mean, that's 196 pips on the upside. So we'll see how it reacts. Correct. Yep. The wicks on the top help it a lot. You can also, I mean, you've also got these. If you want to get messy with your chart, which I don't like getting too crazy, you'll see people draw a lot of just lines when they connect the dots, which I really don't like that one. So this kind of gives you where we drew those same zones, the horizontal lines. You still have this trend up here too it can play off of. But like I said, I don't like getting too crazy with that because then the screen just goes wild. So since we know this zone's here, we can go ahead and delete some of those. Go and get them out of the way. And then we'll see what happens up in here. And let's see if that gives us a, if we take a trend line and hit that dot and hit that last swing low like that, you can see too, that is right there. So it needs to get in there and then go like that. Lambo Kid, I'll be buying right now though. You got a triple bottom. Yeah, I mean it's not a bad move on the upside at all. We'll see how it plays out. So the way I'm doing today, we'll stay here until about probably 10:15. Last week went crazy. The live was almost 3 hours long, which was wild. Really fun time though, and had a lot of fun with you guys. Yeah, so the way that I'm looking at this is this is your stop loss. If we're looking at the 30-minute, obviously, so this is technically your stop loss for any buys. So, I mean, even though we got that buy stop there, I mean, you're looking at a pretty big buy stop, 364 pips for your stop loss. If you're taking sells into any area up here, your last swing low, you can't really use this consolidation area. You could, but let's say you start taking sells down here, you're looking at a 500 to 600 pip stop loss. And then on top of that, this is your main stop loss is your last swing highs. So we have fallen so much that taking a sell down here is going to have you at a 1,200 to 1,300 pip stop loss. So, I mean, in all honestly, any trade setup right now for the buys is a high stop loss, and any stop loss for a sell is going to be extremely, extremely high. It'll be about 2 to 3x that. So, what's up, sweetie? So, I mean, taking any position right now after the week that we've had is actually pretty sketch. The plus side is, as a group, and when I say group, the Pip Connect, the private Discord, we're up for the week massively. So, you know, we've got positive equity for this week. We're setting since just last Sunday to this Sunday. I think we're at a whatever 70,000 is of 1.7 million. So almost 10% is 170. So we're at like a 5. I'd say we're close to about 4% gain. It's about a 4% gain this week, which is really, really, really nice. So there was we got within this channel from here. So we know the next one is here. Now, obviously, if I wasn't in this trade here, then that would have been your trade entry right there on that break of the trend. So this is where we need to get on top of it right there. Excuse me. Laugh Link Gaming, man, I'm doing amazing. Hanging out with the family at the lake house. Kids are chilling. Everybody slept good. It's got a massive, massive soaking tub in it. So I soaked and, kind of unwound for a little bit, journaled for almost 2 hours. So it was really nice. All right. So the one thing that we do want to do on this is, since we do have this position up here and this position down here, I want to be very mindful of not having a ton of entries at the bottom, because when we look at the daily, that is the bottom. So if you guys know, I like protection. So I will protect this bottom trade right here. I'll just do that number right there. There's no reason to, if this decides to come down and put me in here, I'm going to carry the drawdown from this trade. I don't want to carry the drawdown from this trade. So I'm going to protect that bottom entry. If you guys entered here, I would do the same thing. I would protect this entry. So the break of that trend line would have put your entry probably about right there. So you're going to want to protect at about right there, which is at the top of that. Excuse me. How do you lose the attachment to money, like Anthony's world? You realize in life all the money that you already waste. And some people don't waste money. So I do have to rephrase that. Some people don't waste money. There's a lot of people who live, within their means, and they live pretty tight. And that is they're not going out and spending crazy money on dinner. They're not always buying the newest, shoes and outfits. So if you're there, you pretty much have a connection to money to some extent. Whereas you have others who are always buying the shoes, always buying the outfits, always having to have the fanciest dinners and this stuff. So I say in that lifestyle, you have to be very cautious and say, okay, what am I really spending money on that's keeping me alive? Is it a necessity for me to spend $400 on dinner or spend $40 a week at the grocery store? So that's kind of what I started doing was, looking at the overall picture of what I was wasting money on. It was like, wow, I can't really be mad. If I come on the charts and I lose a trade that's a $1,500 trade, I've probably wasted $1,500 in 1 month on stuff I didn't need. So the dots, they're standard on Carbon. So if you go to carboncapitalfx.com and you have an account there, you go to the back office, which is the dashboard, and click on helpful videos and scroll to the very bottom. And when you do, it'll give you a download link for you to download the template that I use here. That's all you need. We got Phantom Nexus right here, guys. He says, I like this. Thank you for the comment, man. I will say that I'm far, far from a goat. There are a lot of better traders out there than me. I can promise you that, but I appreciate that. Getting tickets to the Nashville VIP event ASAP. Can't wait to see you there. So for y'all that don't know, I'm holding a 3-day in-person class, total of 15 hours across the days where we're talking about crypto, Forex, stocks, taxes, how to do your taxes with crypto, how to do your taxes with Forex. I'll be talking about my business side of it as far as the entrepreneurial side, brick and mortar businesses, the things that I'm involved in, the things that my wife is involved in. So it's going to be a ton of fun. So for you guys that haven't got your tickets yet, you can get those at the Pip Connect. So thepipconnect.com. And excuse me, my nose is all stopped up. We've been out here, like I said, at the lake house, and allergies are killing me again, but I'm going to tough through it because I hate medicine. So get your tickets and we will see you there. It's an amazing, amazing time. Let's see here. Let me answer some of these other questions. How do you go on getting your bias for the day, and what do you look for when entering the trade? Well, I think about what everyone's looking at. I always typically do opposite of what the masses. My dad said, if you want to be the 1%, you have to do something that's completely opposite of what the 99% is doing. So 99% of all traders right now, because of the news that was released this week, is saying the market's going to sell off. So for me, it's like, if that's what everyone thinks and that's what everyone is banking on, I should be going the opposite direction anyway. And the reason a lot of people think that is because the news coming out, it was bad. It is negative. But we also have to remember that we've already fallen this week 1,300. Well, it's like 1,200 and some change pips. So having that massive pip drop, if they were to tank this thing another 1,000 to 1,500 pips, you'd have a 3,000 pip drop in 1 week, which is a lot. I mean, that's a lot to have. That's a big blow to the market. So in my eyes, it's like, what happens if they push it up 600 to maybe even 1,000 pips? And then going into next week, that's when they push it down the 2,000 pips. And when they push it down that much, it's not as big as a hurt because they retraced a little bit. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Are you the owner of Carbon? I am not. Got to run. Good stuff. Morning. See you, Matthew. Have a good day, bro. When you draw your zones, how long do you keep them valid for? until I see that they're completely broke and no longer being tested or anything. See you guys soon. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I've elevated my trading tenfold under you, man. I greatly appreciate it. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Yes, I have shorts still running on US30 that are over 3,200 pips in profit. So, what Phantom Nexus said here, I do want to touch on this for a little bit right here, this comment, and I'll share it in the video. What you see right there, he says, I've elevated my trading tenfold under you. It's something that I think the crypto market, the stock market, and the Forex market could play off of in treating their coaches like a sport. So think about this. If you're looking at a college team, or you're looking at a coach in the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball player, whatever it is, typically that coach has a track record with the people they've coached. So as a student or as a parent looking to send your kids to a specific college, you're saying, what has the coach done? Not for himself, but for the players. Meaning, how many players have went on to be MVPs of the year, specific games, whatnot? How many championships has this coach won with the teams? How many students or athletes that's been under him at a college level have went to the professional league? What has he done in those achievements? In life, in anything where the name coach or mentor or anything is brought up, it's always a reflection of the students or the athletes that draw people to that coach and or mentor. It's completely reversed in the crypto, the Forex, and the stock side of things because of social media. We don't look at the students per se. We look at the coach. What type of car does the coach have? What type of house does the coach live in? How many bottles a week is the coach popping? Does the coach have a jet? Where's the coach going to? What watch does the coach have? What shoes does the coach have? How much money did the coach make this week? We never look at that in real life. And then we wonder why so many people in the crypto, the Forex, and the stock market community are unable to get the same results that their coaches have. That'd be the equivalent of going to look at a college as a whole to send your kid to, and the school has never won a national championship. No students have ever went to play for the NFL. The coach has 0 trophies and or awards in his office, but he lives in a big house, drives a fancy car, and has a nice watch. And you're like, yep, that's where I'm sending my kid to school, because the coach is just, he has got some flex and drip. Like, that's where we're sending our kid. No, you would send your kid where you see results come out of. So when you're thinking about that in the market, you would say, instead of me looking at the coaches and or mentors, I want to start seeing the people they're attached to and how many of them have came up. So for example, if you have a coach and he's a good coach and mentor, you should have people under him that are now living their dream, that now have freedom, that now maybe have their supercar, that have maybe helped their family out, have maybe quit their 9-to-5, have done those things. That is the true sign and picture of a coach / mentor that's actually producing results. The fact they have fancy cars, or the fact that they have fancy watches, or the fact they have a lot of money, or the fact they don't work is not a sign they are a good coach and or mentor. It's a sign that what they did somewhere in their life worked for them. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to mimic those results right off the bat, because some of them were put into really good situations. Even myself, I'll admit it. I was put in a good situation because of cryptocurrency. Now, during that time, I was a coach and or a mentor to people in the cryptocurrency world. So I was able to mentor them and show them. Andy, did the results speak for themselves? Yes. Have that entire time, there were probably a dozen people that was able to quit their job. There were probably 2 dozen that continued to work, that still made a lot of money, where it still changed their life. Their houses were paid for, their cars were paid for. Go to the Forex side of it, and you have my guy here, as we know him on YouTube, as Phantom Nexus. He just said, I have elevated my trading tenfold under you. This is a good sign. He's not saying, Andy, I still suck as a trader, but man, I'm so glad you have a supercar. No, he's telling you, Andy has actually showed me what to do. I've applied it. I've put my own spin to it. And now I'm 10x under your mentorship. So when you come to the Pip Connect, you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see people that obviously struggle. You're going to see people who still haven't figured it out. But then you're also going to see a vast majority of people who are smoking it. People where it has changed their lives just in general, not from a trading aspect, but, you know, being a dad, being a husband, all this stuff. So I like that comment, bro. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I just wanted to share that with everyone here. Let's see. If the stock market dropped too much, wouldn't it start? Yes, it would be activated. And it was activated actually in 2020 as well. Can you please tell me you draw your trend lines? It's 30-minute trend line. And all I was looking at was a dot to dot. So we have a dot here and a dot here, and I drew the trend line. And then I went to the 1 minute and hit some trend lines back here on this dot. And then these are just horizontal lines on the dots. LaRon can't wait either, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast. Like this one, it's my dude Sean White says, we don't trade the same necessarily, but I've elevated my trading under you tenfold just from mindset, energy, and how simple you make everything. And Sean will tell you, like, I actually met Sean out of the blue through social media. He had like a 5-6 hour ride, came in to chat, came back to the house. We hung out for a bit. He's joined the team. He hangs out with us. I love it. And I love seeing him elevate the things that he's doing in life. So Sean, thanks so much for being here. I can't seem to find your template for swing high, swing low. It's on Carbon Capital FX in the helpful video section. Scroll down to the bottom and you'll see where it says template. It'll be labeled as like lifelines. So it's good. Andy teaches you how to trade to where if you were the only person on the planet, you'd be able to navigate the waters on your own. I try to keep it pretty simple, to be honest. So right now, guys, real quick, update on this trade. This was your entry right here. You're protected as your stop loss. This was not my entry because I already had my entry down here. There'd be no reason to stack another entry 35 pips above an entry I have. So you guys right now are currently up 125 pips in this trade setup. This would have been, yes, if you're a stacker, this would have been your second entry here, right there. There'd have been no reason for me to take it because why? I already have an entry there, which lines up with this trend line. That's why I wasn't like, oh, this is horrible. So we got an entry here and an entry here. This entry here is not protected as of yet. We need a push up here to this horizontal trend line. We get a push up here. We'll go ahead and protect right here. And now this entry is protected and this entry is protected here. We can't lose these trades because we're protected at that point. And then we'll shave partials on that. So my dude, Mark Beavers, known Mark for a really long time, way back from crypto days. He says, right there with you, Phantom. Following Andy has literally gave me the opportunity to trade full time for the past year. Blessings on blessings, bro. Mark actually used to work for a cell phone provider company. When me and him used to talk, and I remember his come up. And I'll be honest, it wasn't always easy. There were times we disagreed on things. We would laugh and cut up about it. And it's part of it, but we had fun. And then one day he comes in, he's like, man, I just want to tell you thank you, for the mindset and the things that you were able to share with me. I quit my job. I'm trading now. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to hear these stories come out. So I love it. Like it makes me smile, hands down. All right. So let's see where we go from here. Man, we really got close to that. I mean, I'm talking super close on that one. 3 pips. So we'll see what happens. Jeremy, thank you, man. I like this function of sharing comments too. It's if you're looking for a transparent teacher, Andy is it. 11 months ago, Andy took me knowing nothing to now I can pull 501K out of the market daily, life-changing stuff. And it's actually funny because when Jeremy came to my 3-day class, I go around the room and I'm like, guys, who here knows anything? Like, I mean, who here shows up and knew nothing about trading, nothing about an MT405? Like, you know, absolutely nothing. And out of the whole room, Jeremy goes, that's me. And I'm like, great. This guy knows nothing. I was like, so you've never used an MT5 before? He went, nope. Do you know what the Forex market is? Nope. I was like, dear Jesus, this is going to be interesting. And that was it. That was history. He started pushing buttons. So Jeremy, I'm so glad you're here, bro. So let's look at this trade. So if you are in this trade right here, protected, we got this trade. Remember the stop loss for this trade, since we did take this trade here on the 30-minute setup, it is on the lowest point of your 30-minute, which is down here. So that's a massive stop loss. So keep that in mind, guys, as you're taking these trades. And I say that because I'll be getting off here right around 10:15 today. So I don't want you guys to hold these trades in massive drawdown if you know where those stop losses are and the live has ended. As far as our daily candle, let's take a look at it. I need to go ahead and delete this stuff down here to clean this up. So daily's still looking solid right there on that. So we do have a wick fill on the daily candle. So, I mean, that's kind of we did have a wick fill here, but we pushed through and we went back and retested it with this same daily candle we had. So what are your thoughts on Croft and Frost for traders? I don't know. I've never watched Croft and Frost trade. I know taxes, I think they do amazing, but never seen them as far as traders. So I can't vouch nor answer that at the moment. Thanks, brother. Hard work pays off. No doubt it does. Anything you apply yourself to with passion and goals and your reasoning, meaning you're wise, you can do really well with it. It's very, very important. Let me see if I make this bigger on the back end, if it helps the screen. There we go. That does help the screen. And guys, remember to smash the like button, click subscribe, and turn on notifications for this. We are currently streaming live across Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We were on Twitch for a while. I don't see Twitch right now on the broadcast. So, all right, guys. So original position, if you had gotten that, you had just got tagged out. I've been actively trading. This is my 14th year actively trading. So that entry got tagged out at break even right there. I hear my kids in there going crazy. They love these little vacation trips. What's your TP for this trade? For the quick little scalp that we got in right here, I mean, I'm protected at break even. It's got to get back on top of this zone up here. It's going to tag me out on this trade. From here to here, this top one here was kind of the TP we want to take it at to close partials, which was your 30,192. But yeah, it just tagged out everyone right there at break even on that protection. We'll keep an eye on it, though, for a few more minutes while we're here. And then, yes, let's see, I'm going to show you guys. The runner for the sell is way up here, right there. So the runner for the sell is currently 3,087 pips currently. It's my allergies. Anytime I wake up in the morning, especially where we're at, there's a ton, like I think my wife said it was the ragweed that was really high here. Man, it kicks my butt. Because I've been fine all week, like all week long, and came here and I'm like, man, I feel it in my nose, but I feel great. I mean, that's a plus side. I feel amazing. When I get off here, we've got a dock out back. I think we're taking the kids fishing for a little bit. It's going to be a ton of fun. Oh. And now we wait. Anybody have big plans this weekend? Do anything fun? We got Mr. Michael Amera. He says, tomorrow's my 33rd birthday. Man, happy early birthday. Being in your 30s is a fun time, man. I had more fun in my 30s than I did any other years of my life, as far as, being an adult and having fun. Today going to be a doji day, setting up for a morning star for Monday. That'd be fun if it was. Man, I love those days where the daily candle ends with just a little bitty doji. You got that little bitty line where you don't even have a candle setting there. It always looks cool on the chart. Jason says, happy Father's Day to you, Andy. Man, thank you. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out here. For any dads that we have, happy Father's Day to you guys. I hope y'all have an amazing time with your family. Chad says, my son's 6th birthday, 6 out of 6. My son's 6, sorry, not my son. My son's 6 out of 6 ranked baseball team is playing for the championships tomorrow. That's freaking awesome. We wish him the best of luck here, brother. Y'all give me 1 second here. I got to check. Let's see here. Happy early Father. Man, y'all sending the request in. Great. I love it. Spending time with the in-laws. Haven't seen in about 6 or 7 years. They live in the UK, and I'm from Oklahoma. That's going to be a fun time, man. Local brewery with the wifey and pup. That's a good weekend. We have another class before the end of the year. I know you said something about taking. Yeah, so, I've got the classes right now. They're taking place in Nashville, Tennessee. We're supposed to be hitting Texas too, Dallas and or Houston. And then we have some stuff going down in Florida. And that all depends on how the Nashville class goes. It's the first time, for cryptocurrency, I traveled a lot and did a lot of speaking and events for kind of motivational purposes and, the life coaching style. I did do a lot of speaking for that back in 16 to really 19. So it was fun times. Depending on how Nashville goes out of the state, that kind of sets the tone for the rest of the year. But yeah, taking 2023 off from any traveling outside the FX Summit. And then we've got 2 guest appearances right now. So that's it. That's all I've got planned. We've been going wide open really in as far as we took a year and a half off. And then since not teen, it has just been go, 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 go. So, the wife and I were laying in bed and I was like, how would you feel about just a year off? And she went, what do you mean? I was like, a year off of no traveling unless it's something the kids want to do. No public speaking, no events, except for, having local events for meetups and stuff. We'll still do that. But I was like, no, just own the road constantly, go, go, go. And she was like, man, I would love that. I was like, done. So 2023 is off. So trying to fit in as much as I can from now to the rest of the year, and then just chill for a bit. Other than the summit, anything else near Miami? Not near Miami. Summit will be the only thing close to Miami. The other event will be in Santa Rosa, Destin area of Florida. Laugh Link Gaming. Hope you have a great weekend, Andy. All the best. Cheers. Thank you so much. It's always good to reset and enjoy family. It is. It really is. You've got to have that time to sit back and relax for a bit. Morning, Andy. You guys are going to be miserable hibernating. Man, we won't be. For me, yes, I'm a people person. I like talking to people. I'll still be on my lives. So, I'll still have my interaction there. And there'll still be, things that we do locally, with our local crew and group of friends. But, man, it's so much when you think about 3 kids. We have the horses, our dogs, and it's when you're having to travel, you're getting them with the trainer, you're having to find someone to take care of the horses. Then you get back home, you have to unpack everything, get all the clothes put up, get back to normal life, for a week or so. And then boom, you're packing back up, hitting the road again. And it's a lot, if I'm being honest. So when you think about just living, meaning coming home, getting in a nice routine, it's nice. We took that year and a half off between really the end of 17 to middle to end of 19. It was pretty much amazing. Obviously, I missed seeing people, and I missed being, in the groups of people that were hungry, wanting to learn and wanting to, really change their life, meeting new faces, traveling to new places. But man, it was like, whew, it's nice to wake up and just chill with the family. Especially when you got 3 kids, because they make it fun. Morning, Andy. You guys are going to be miserable. How much time it took you to be a good day trader? So I really wouldn't say that I'm really a good day trader. I would say I'm a decent trader. I don't sit at a computer all day. I look for my setups. I get in them. I don't over leverage. So most of my positions turn into swing trades and or quick little, okay, we just hit this area. I'm going to close out partials, protect the entry. So, I tell people on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably put myself at like maybe a 3 or 4. Like I said, I'm a decent trader. There's traders that are much better than me. There's traders who, crush the mindset side of it. It's even better than me. So I'm here. I would say I've got 14 years underneath my belt as far as trading. I've stayed pretty consistent throughout those years. So I would say my first probably 2 years were the hardest of just trying to fill the market, which I was trading the stock market. And that was more of a mental side of things, but I've always grown up in a trading family. So I've been around it since I've been born. How do you risk control? I'm not sure what you mean by that one. If you could rephrase that, it'd be awesome. What do you think about magic keys? I actually had magic keys, and it cost me a ton of money because I had them on, and I was cooking dinner with my wife, and I heard the kids laughing and giggling. I heard the clunk, click, chunk, chunk, click, 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 and I left it on my desk, and they were in there tapping it like it was a keyboard. Actually was on a live that night showing people how to get out of trades, because I had so many trades open. I was having to hedge and close this one. And I ended up just closing the trades and taking a loss. The kids are homeschooled, yes. Let's see. But, magic keys are great. I just had a really bad experience with them, with the kids. And, that was having young kids. They were younger. My youngest, that was almost 2 years ago. I got in 19. So no, I got in 19 or 20. So 2.5 years ago. Obviously now my kids know not to touch anything on the computer. So, I can leave my computer up now and they won't touch it. My son has been known to come in. He's like, Dad, it looks good. I think we're going to push up in price. And, he'll still ask me. And I'm like, okay, son, go push buy, set at like 0.50. or something like that. So, I mean, now they'll at least ask. But before, they just came in there and saw it, and they're like, oh, this is a cool looking keyboard. Let's push buttons. It makes noise. So as they're pushing buttons, they're making noises until literally it went doing, doing, and it's like full margin. There's no more positions you guys can take. So it was pretty funny. So, guys, we got 3 minutes left. And then it's time for me to go in there and hang out with the fam and enjoy the day and eat some breakfast with them. Again, the trade setup that we have here, we've got the 30-minute trend line that is the dot to dot. And that's that top one there that we're going to be watching. Our bottom entry got knocked out at break even. Our top entry, we're obviously in it right now. Drawdown's not terrible. I mean, that would have been y'all's entry. That's my entry. So currently got 109-ish pips in drawdown. This one here, if you took and you shaved partials anywhere, as you know, when you have multiple entries, you can shave partials. Our first entry ended up going a max of 128 pips. And in this area, dropped into the 92 because I saw a few comments from you guys saying closed out at 90 pips, just took 95 pips profit. So we had a lot of people closing out above this trend line, which was really good. And we'll just kind of watch this trade for the day and see how it turns out. I'll update everyone kind of towards the end of the day on my Discord channel. I have an announcement channel. I also have an announcement channel. Let me go ahead and pull up the Discord, and I will send everyone a link for the actual announcement channel, so you guys can keep up with some of the stuff that I do, the announcements that I have, as well as today's trade. The Discord's starting up right now, so just give me a few minutes here, and I'll get you guys set up. We're running on some slow internet connectivity out here. Being in the middle of nowhere on a lake, as you can imagine, internet's not that great. So let's see here. Dun, 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 Discord. And get this link. Copy. All right, guys. This is the link to join the Discord, just the free side of it, which is the announcement section. Do you do personal calls? I do have. So if you go to thepipconnect.com, you can actually book a call with me. It is just that, though. It's a call. It's not a Zoom. It's not jumping online and going over trade setups. It's strictly a call, because a lot of people have said, Andy, we just want to be able to get on a phone with you and just chat, bounce some ideas off of you, or what do you think I should do in this situation, or do you think, what's the amount of capital I should be using for this? It's more or less just a quick phone call. So for sure, yes, if it passes the trend lines again, the trade is valid. If it passes the trend line, basically where the orange, so like where these orange boxes are set up here. Sorry, guys, I've got the sniffles. I really, really, really hate that on a live. So right here at this first one, that would be another buy stop, because since I'm going to eat breakfast, I don't want to miss it if it breaks that trend again. So I'll have that right there. And then we'll see how it turns out. Andy, did you have your prize giveaway? Because I didn't see anything yet. So the goal is to post that today on Instagram. I was going to post it at the beginning of the week, and I had some issues with my Instagram account that I had to get fixed. It wasn't really my account per se, but how notifications were feeding over from another app that I use that feeds everything over into it from Instagram. It has some connectivity issues. So I wasn't able to post it then, but it will be posted. Me and Hannah were talking about where I'm going to film it, because I'm going to make a quick little video, film it, and then you'll see a post on my Instagram. Let's see here. Do you own Carbon Capital, or do you affiliate with one when you get big? I do not own Carbon Capital. I do help a technology company that helps build and facilitate and help brokers on the backside. So for example, someone will say, hey, we want to trade, this top, we want to move from this liquidity provider to maybe this one, or we want to do this, this, and this. The technology company that I help work for, and then help on the back end, will also facilitate that move for the brokers. So let's see. If you're not a Pip Connect, come on. We have a blast, and you'll learn more than ever. I love it. See you guys there. So it is 10:17. I can smell the food. I'm getting a little hungry. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for joining the live stream. Let's watch these zones. Click the Discord link that I just dropped. I'm going to do it one more time. And this way you can keep up with this trade as I'll be talking about it via the announcements section. So for everyone on Facebook, for everyone on YouTube, and for everyone on the Twitter live stream right now, please look at the Discord link I just posted. Copy that, click it, save it, whatever you want to do, and follow me along today to see how we're going to look. And we'll be going from there. So amazing time with you guys. We'll have some fun, and let's see how today turns out. Y'all be good.